Hey, what's going on, guys? Kappa FPV here, and today I'm going to be showing you my Torrent 110, and I'm going to be upgrading the camera in it to the new foxeer micro camera with a built-in on-screen display. Now, in my opinion, the Torrent should have came with an on-screen display just so you can see, basically battery voltage is all I'm looking for. Alright, so before we put this on this Torrent, let's take a look inside the box and see what we got here. As you can see right off the bat, it's 600 TVL lines. This one happens to be blue. The resolution is 650, black and white, 600 for color. With the OSD, you can display the voltage, fly time, and edit your name. Looks like it's 5 to 40 volts input, so that'd be nice even on a full-size quad, running 5S, whatever, 6S. 2.1 millimeter lens, so this should be pretty good. So let's pop it open. You can see right away, it's very tiny. Got a single plug in the back. The video, ground, power, OSD. I don't know what that other one's for. If you put it up to the current camera in there, the lens is about the same exact size. This probably will stick out just a touch more. And as you can see, I've soft mounted my motors, swapped out to an XT30. It's about the only upgrades I really did, besides changing the receiver to a FR Sky. So before you get started, make sure you do take the propellers off, because we're going to be plugging this in and we definitely don't want it turning on. Okay, so what I've done is put the quad down, put some tape so that the frame will stay, pretty much in between this, and I'll plug it in and we'll do a before and after, how big the view is and what changed colors. In front of me there isn't too many colors because this is inside, so let me just plug it in, get that DVR recording. Alright, so with the quad resting at the end of the table, you can see up here there's a roll of paper towels up in this corner that I can see. Whoops. You can see all the way to the Torrent box over here. Okay, before we get started, make sure you do take your propellers off. The same screwdriver that takes your propellers off, if you look under the bottom here, there's going to be 2 screws. You can see it kind of coming down past the USB port. Pull one. Now this one's a little bit trickier because the ESC wires are in the way. From what I remember, it doesn't actually pull all the way out or something. So alright, now you got them both out. And what we're going to want to do is unplug the camera here from the VTX. And then we're going to unplug. We can leave the VTX plugged in, I think. So alright, we got that camera out. Now you're going to lean this camera forward and pop it up out of the housing. Pretty simple so far. Put that off to one side. Now if we compare these, we can see this foxeer is going to be just a touch bigger. And if we put it in, we can see that it's just going to fit, but we're going to have to drill out the holes here on the end so that they can screw into that. Basically it'll be like this once it's done. still be a good look. So, what we're going to do first is, I guess, let's start by drilling this out. Okay, so what I have here is a Dremel with a drill bit on there. The drill bit is going to be about the same exact size as the hole. That side. Alright, so now that they're both drilled, let's go back here into our camera box, which I forgot there was an extra pouch, which has the wiring. Has a bunch of wiring. Has the little control panel for the OSD and some screws. So let's try to find small screws here. Let me form out a little bit. We'll even use those little rubber pieces on the end. No, they're not. Alright, so that's not the right screw. Put those off to the side. These fatter ones. These fatter ones are Allen's also, so let's try that. Much better. Alright, so I'm not sure what the little screws are for, but these bigger ones are bigger. That drill bit I picked wasn't exactly the right size, so they're a little tight going in, which I guess will be okay. Sorry if I'm breathing into the camera or the mic because I'm pretty damn close to it. Alright, so it does have adjustment. Go straight out, come back, good amount actually. So now we have the camera in there. Camera's mounted or whatever. Now we need to work on this wiring. Now we're going to use this side. We're going to have to unravel this. Because we only actually need these 3 wires. I'm really not sure what the rest of this plug is for. Probably the same exact thing, just backwards maybe. But I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible for people. I'm going to try to only solder one thing. So, get a razor blade here. We got these 3 wires. And we got these 3 wires. In order to make this seamless, what I'm going to want to do is notice the colors. Because this red one is going to be the first one we pick up. Just pick that little guy up, slide it out, reset it, come to this side, pick this red guy up, pull it out, and come over here. You shitting me? They made it a different plug, huh? I'll be damned. He's actually different. Alright, so off camera I had to pull off. I got 2 of them back in. And I'm about to do the yellow one. Now that's separate. Now this end is going to plug in to the camera, and this end is going to end up plugging into the VTX. And then that one blue wire is going to have to go to somewhere by the XT60. I haven't really looked for the spot yet, so I don't know. But I keep on doing this part off the camera because it's just a pain in the ass to do in front of the camera. Basically, it's not the same size, so you're kind of forcing this shit in. You're forcing this in there. Again, I have to pull it off camera. I just can't do it. So once you get your cable all put back together, it'll look like this. Except these tabs are kind of poking up. So I'm gonna have to push these down a little bit better. So, with that being said, should be able to go plug it straight back into our Spectrum receiver. Should be able to plug this side to our camera, and we should be able to test it real quick. We'll leave the voltage off for now. Alright, so with it all plugged in, it's coming on. Voltage isn't right. Obviously I haven't hooked it up. I think I'm just going to solder this right into the board, right where the main battery voltage is coming in. I don't know if you can see that. That might be the only spot. Okay, so what I ended up doing is running the OSD wire down through the board, and then I plugged it right into the power wire on my solder there. I disconnected this motor to get the wiring out of the way so I didn't actually burn anything. After the motor has been put back in, you just try to retuck everything. Keep this wire hanging out because this is going to be what you hook this deal up to adjust any of the settings on the camera. So we'll just tuck it down and make it kind of stay underneath the pod. Now our wires are pretty damn long because I didn't cut them. I was just trying to make it a plug and play type of setup. So you're gonna have to fight the wires if you did, do it the same way I have it. I want to make sure my OSD adjustment wire is accessible easily. That's right. It's reading the voltage, 12.1. Let's see what this little doohickey says it is. 12. Well, it's pretty damn close, so I'll give it that. From what I understand, the refresh rate on the voltage is like ridiculously fast. As you're flying, it's going to be going all over the place and it's going to be hard to see, but I mean, I guess that's part of the game. So let's try plugging in the OSD here. Okay, for whatever reason, I'm trying to access the on-screen display. There we go. Now let's change this. Hopefully you can see it. It should be recording still in the DVR. Where is that space at? I don't know what the ratio, the mode. Ooh. Different fonts. Turn the name on and off, time on and off, power, exit. So in order to access it, you gotta hold up. Let me reset this. In order to access the menu, you have to hold the up key and then it'll start flashing. So, and if you want to move it, you can move the stuff around. Each one is hold it a certain way and it'll change it. Like in order to get that time, you gotta hold to the right for whatever reason. So there you go. Now let's do the test where we put it and see what it can see. Seems alright. So I mean, with that being said, just unplug the OSD. Adjust your camera to where you need it. You might have to cut out a little bit if you need more angle. I guess that's as high as it'll angle now until you modify the pod a little bit. It's already touching the pod there. So if you need more than 15-20 degrees angle, you're gonna have to trim the pod back just a hair. But honestly, I think the pod is what makes this quadcopter so shaky. I think if the pod wasn't on it, it would be a lot better. So if this video helped you out, please like and subscribe and check out my other ones. Peace.